All right, so welcome to our hot topic for August 19th. And tonight we're talking about booking 1, 2, or 3 more August parties, even though tonight is already August 19th. And choo-choo, all aboard the party train. Lindsey doesn't have her hat on. I don't know what is wrong with her school spirit.
I'm sorry, I lost it.
Her daughter is a cheerleader. You would think she's...
I'll get pom-poms out, I promise.
Okay, great. Get your pom-poms out, girl.
I will.
All right. Okay, thank you. The pink ones. So what we want to talk about is a really fun thing that happened over the weekend. We have a way of gauging our party count for the team. And we look at the number of parties closed and the number of parties still open. And then the party count that we can see is just for the month of August. We can't see September at all. We can't see September, October, any of those numbers of parties that you all have booked for those months. All we can see is what's booked for August. And this is the first month that we are approaching 1,000 parties for this entire organization. This is a huge milestone. So we started brainstorming over the weekend. How can we help women book more parties for August? And at the same time, hit that $1,000 mark. So the first thing I want to share with you is that we have a huge prize at the end. And
let's see if we watch that. I don't want.
We can get everybody muted. There we go. We have 2 prizes at the end. If and when we hit the 1,000 party mark by the end of August. And the prizes are identical. They are both Swarovski crystal rocks purses. And I have 2 drawings that I'm going to do. One drawing comes from everyone in the entire downline who did at least one party with $600 in sales. The second drawing is for everyone who closed at least 4 parties in the month of August. Okay, there's no dollar amount involved, just 4 parties closed. So that means that the people who closed 4 parties get entered into both, right? So that's kind of nice and certainly to their advantage. All right. So what I want to ask you, and if, to answer this, you can either do it in chat or you can go or unmute yourself. What are the benefits of booking a couple more parties between now and the end of the month? Just popcorn answers, shout them out.
In case there's a cancellation?
Oh, like if you lose a party, then you've got a replacement? Oh, good point. Lori Downey says more money. Okay, she just chatted.
The August incentives.
August incentives, sales incentives, great, love it.
More parties for September.
Book more parties for September, right. Love it. What else?
More leads.
More
period.
Leads. Yeah, right. Like more potential sponsoring leads, right?
Exactly.
Is that what you mean? Okay, got it. Earn more jewelry for my second full month as a new consultant. Great point. Brilliant. Right. So that's exactly right. If you're in your glam plan, then you're working toward a lot of extra jewelry, aren't you? Danielle said more points toward the trip. Who here wants to go to the Bahamas? Anybody want to go to the Bahamas? So you can see that more sales this month means more trip points. That's great. Lindsay's taking notes. I see that she's posting all the notes. Okay. Anything else that we didn't think of? Why we would want to book more parties this month? Anything else we didn't think of? Okay. And just to say that you did it and to keep you out of trouble, right? All those kinds of things. All right. The next thing I want to know is what makes it yeah, and that's right. Amanda, smart girl, she's brand new, and she said to win a Swarovski purse. That's right. Exactly. So here's a question. Why is it easier? In what ways is it easier to book a party within the next 10 days versus a party that's 3 or 4 or 5 weeks away? What makes it easier? If you're the hostess, why would that be easier?
everybody knows what they're going to do next week versus next month.
Okay. Yes, definitely. Good. Okay. Yep. And Danielle said that too. Everyone knows what they're doing. Yep. Okay. What else?
We know what the August rewards are. We don't know what September is.
Good point. Okay.
Creates a sense of urgency so that
Yep.
hostesses don't put off doing what they need to do.
Ooh, yeah. Good point. Okay. Anything else? What other advantages to booking close in for that hostess?
Things that are retiring this month, they're retiring this month.
Oh, Lisa, that's really smart. I hadn't thought about that. Very good point. Very, very smart point. Yep. Yep. Susan said still time for double host dollars. Right. Good point. Double hostess points. Julie said that. That's a really good point because after this, so this is your last chance to get that. Yep. You bring up some good points. What about, and again, let's see. What about the hostess's psyche? Does it weigh on a hostess to have a party going on for 5 weeks versus 8 days? Isn't that harder for her and easier for her if it's boom, okay, that was quick and easy, now I'm done. Right? Anything else we didn't think of? Okay. Well, those are really good. So here's the first, there are 3 key things that we want you to be thinking about, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because once Lindsey and I finish recording this, we're actually going to go and do some of this ourselves. Okay. So the first thing I want us to agree on is that we can believe that it's far easier to plan a party for 1 week than to drag it out for 3 or 4 more. We cannot offer something that we don't believe in. It's just, it's futile. But if you really believe that they can pull off a party in the next week, and that it can be a great party, and that it's going to be easier on them, then you're going to be able to do it. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Lindsey, anything you want to add to that point? You and I have been doing this for a long time, this concept of the wow parties within 1 week party.
I love last minute bookings, probably because it appeals to my hyperactive ways. But I love them because it's less work with host coaching. You don't have to keep engaging them throughout and making sure that you're, building that relationship for 4 or 6 or 8 weeks, right? If you're booking far out. If you book them close in, you just get to make them excited about what they're going to get, making that wish list, sending those invites, letting them know that they're going to hear from all their no's first. And so that's what I love about it. It's very engaging. You get to do it quick. So you get to send them their reminders and their thises and their that's quickly. So it's just boom, 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 celebrate. Time for the girls' night or time for the girls' day or that happy hour. Mm-hmm. And I think they're very, very successful.
Lindsey, do you think that that the hostess coaching process is different?
Nope.
The things that the hostess would be doing over the next week versus over 3 or 4 weeks, is it measurably different? Is it simpler? How would you recommend it?
I just booked a party just tonight for this Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I sent her text invite. Of course, I sent her the pre-party email and I sent her the text right away. And I said, copy and paste this link and send it to 40 of your texting BFFs, right? And let's think of, 35 to 40 names is key. And guess what? You're going to hear from all the no's first. So don't let that defeat you. And, boom, done. Then I said, then we're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. I helped her through that. Then I'm going to create your Facebook event so I can just share some, fun things throughout, the next few days and add those people on. But please invite them personally, first. And, we'll do that. And I said, don't worry. And I'll give you some great reminders to remind people as we get closer to it towards the end of the week. But all I want you to focus on is your wish list, girlfriend, and make it big. That was simple as that. And that's what I love about it is I think that you really can, you do our same host coaching process. It's just quicker.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's condensed, isn't
it?
Yep. It all happens that much faster. Right. And it is more
That checklist is key. You can copy and paste straight from that checklist, and you could put it into a Word document and email it to yourself, or save it in your phone and notes, whatever that is. Use those reminders and that verbiage for everybody.
So smart. Mm-hmm. So smart, especially the part about the nose. That's really critical. Yeah, super critical. And she'll get a lot of no's.
Yeah.
Think about it, just because people do know that they're out of town next week.
Yep, they know right away.
Yeah. The yeses come a little later,
yep.
and that's just normal because people are checking their calendars and things.
And so you always want to say that, right, Betsy? Because it feels defeating to them if they put out 20 messages really quick and they got 7 no's right away. They're like, oh shoot, it's the wrong date. I can't do it. Nobody's going to come. I have no friends. They go through all these feelings. But knowing that right from the rip, they're like, oh, yep, here they come. She said this will happen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Number 2 out of 3 is that your words are key. The words are key. We want to paint the picture that they get twice the free jewelry with half the work, because it's true. It's going to be less than half the work because it's going to be less than half the time of planning. So they're going to get twice the free jewelry because of the host rewards with less than half the work. We want to offer them a fun theme, because what we're trying to do, again, is paint the picture of what this is going to be like. So maybe it's cocktails and crystals, sandal sangria and Swarovski, something like that, barbecue and bling, bellinis and bling, whatever it is. Come up with your favorite theme and offer it, because that puts her in a mindset of, okay, that sounds like fun. I am free next Wednesday and I can pull it off in the next 8 days, right? And so that's important. Now, obviously you want to figure out when you are available, and you want to be able to offer 2 dates in backwards order. So let's say you know that you're willing to do a party next Friday night and next Wednesday night, and those are your 2 dates that are available. Offer both of those dates to everybody, but offer them in reverse order. Offer them Friday the 30th and Wednesday the 28th. Okay. The funny thing is, just human nature, we usually take the second thing that's offered to us for some strange reason. I don't know why. If everything else is equal, we take the last thing is offered to us. So the words are really the key. So this is where Lindsey and I have a slightly different way of reaching out to people, and it's because of our personalities. And so you're going to want certain key elements in there. Paint the picture of a theme, paint the picture of twice the free jewelry with less than half the work, and then offer the couple of dates in backwards orders and say interested. And like I said, you can offer the same 2 dates. Now, Lindsey, how would you type this? What would your messaging be?
My messaging would be there. Okay. Betsey's right. Yes. Always stay true to yourself.
You have to.
I was trying to sound like Betsey, and people that knew me, they would think,
does she have the flu?
Or where did she copy and paste this from? Right. But I would say, hey there, chickadee.
Right.
Right. Or, hi there, girly. How's it going? I know that we've been trying to get a date together, and I have to share with you that I get to double the amount of jewelry you earn by gathering your girlfriends. Right now, I have 3 hot dates left. What do you say? Let's do this. Jewelry makes me happy hour, or a sparkly Sunday fun day for an hour or 2. Like, that's the type of verbiage I would use. And I'm going to share some different verbiage I typed up for us, Betsey. And I'll put it on all of our pages.
Thank you. Okay.
But it's that quick and fun verbiage. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have to be, and maybe it wasn't somebody that you were trying to party with. Maybe it's somebody brand new. Just sound like yourself, offer your 2 dates in reverse order, and make it sound simple and fun.
Mm-hmm. If you are an emoji girl, use your emojis. If you're not an emoji girl, only use 1 because nobody will believe you. But you want to use at least 1 because that's, friendly, and it's less scary professional, right? Like, oh, she's trying to be the scary consultant. Now, you're still the girlfriend, even if it's not somebody that you know all that well. You want it to be as friendly sounding as possible. Lindsey, anything else that we're not thinking of as far as offering as far as the words go, the tone, and the method? even just the method, texting, Facebook, phone calls, emails. I mean, those four are kind of they're kind of the big four. Does anybody do anything on Instagram with stuff like this? Snapchat? Lindsay, what about the little videos that you do on Snapchat and you save them as a little video? Do you think that would work with this?
It does work. It depends on your audience. The people have to, I've tested it with some of our consultants that have done that. Some of them just get back people commenting, oh my gosh, that's so cute, or oh, that's so fun. They're not actually commenting back with like what they're looking for. Okay. So I think it depends on if that's the type of thing that you would normally do or knowing your audience there. So if you haven't talked to this person ever, or maybe she doesn't even know who you are because she ordered online and you were, communicating with her through follow-up, you could follow up with her that way. So she got to see you and your personality and your sincere thanks. But she might be thinking, who is this person sending me this weird message? I don't even know who this is.
With the bunny ears on. Yeah.
So I would say know your audience. And I'm a texter. I always typically start with text. Mm-hmm. But I know people that equally use Facebook Messenger and have, awesome results as well. And that's just, still a private way to reach out to somebody.
Okay. That's great. One thing I want you all to think about, and then we'll go on to the very last one, is that you can do all of this probably up until next Tuesday or Wednesday. And I know you're going to think that's crazy, but some of the best parties that we've ever pulled off have been in 4 days. So you could, on Wednesday morning, seal the deal on a party on Saturday, the 31st. So this is not like, oh, I've got to do this tonight. I've only got tonight and tomorrow to pull this off. That isn't it at all. You can have a little marathon going with yourself to keep booking these parties. You could even do like Lindsay's doing this new party on Sunday that she just booked tonight. She could book a party on Sunday night for the following Friday. So be thinking about that, and that hostess gets the BFF rewards, right? And this is part of the fun of the party train in the month of August, is that it goes faster and faster and faster and faster as the month wears on. The length of time required to pull, that we think is required to pull a party off, suddenly goes shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter because people really want that $600 party. Now, this is a critical thing. Once we get the date, we want to make sure that we're focusing them still on that $1,000 party, right? Because that's where she's going to max out. She's going to get $600 in jewelry with a $1,000 party. So we want to make sure, of course, that she has at least 600, and you'll want to find a moment to show her how this works. So you say, with at least $600 in sales, we're going to double everything that you would have gotten in free, and you start showing her the chart and get her to make that wish list, right, based on where she wants to be. And the goal was a $1,000 party. Even though it's 5 days away, 7 days away, you can still easily pull off a $1,000 party. You can. It's no harder to do it in 4 or 5 days than it is to do it in 4 or 5 weeks. It's completely doable. So then the last thing that we wanted to share with you is, what do you do next? The key is your strategy. Keeping up with the people that you've reached out to and making sure that you're following up with them one more time, usually about a day later, okay? Because some people are going to go, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing next Wednesday, and then they kind of forget about it. But if you come back to them tomorrow, one day later, and you say, thoughts, ? Smiley face, or making sure you saw my message, have a fun day, right? Something to get their attention one more time, to make sure that they saw your message and have the opportunity to consider it, because you're going to get way more responses from that second message than you will from the first. Be prepared for the no, not right nows, because the no, not right nows could book with you for September or October. So don't be surprised that if they say no for next week, that they might say, but I really want something later in the fall. Be prepared to send that reply to your upline leader to get help in responding, because we want to make sure that you eventually turn that into a party, even if it's not for next week, right? That you figure out when to either follow up with them or get that date on the calendar. Because you'll be surprised what you're going to be picking up as you're reaching out to people for this quick little push, okay? Lindsay, what have I forgotten out of the agenda that we set? Any last tips?
One other last tip is,
Mhm.
I think it's absolutely possible for each one of us to book however many more that we want, and no matter what it is. And if you haven't had your own launch this month yet, definitely do it. There is still time. And if you have had your launch the beginning of the month and you had other people that weren't able to make it, etc., absolutely throw yourself together another one. And I have some great verbiage for you to be able to send out to invite people, even if it was at a restaurant and you were ordering just some pizzas and, soft drinks and water, and you had the jewelry out where they brought a friend. But definitely consider throwing yourself another launch and showcasing the new line.
Great idea.
For sure.
Yeah, great. Okay, so let's wrap up. Thanks, Lindsey. What ahas do you all have? What jumps out at you all? You'll have to unmute.
I will say that it's not too late. It's not too late to finish off our month the way we thought we were going to do it.
Great way of putting it. I love that. Right. Don't let yourself off the hook. Love
Hey,
it.
I did the launch +4, and now I have all these bookings going in all this month. I mean, I'm like slammed with parties. So each time I do that, I invite people that don't make it, then I get bookings for this month. I mean, I have a ton of parties.
Wow. Darlene, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Who else?
Hi, I'm not setting up or set up for a launch until the 28th of August.
Uh-huh.
So I've been working toward my 4 parties to earn the swan necklace, and I've been looking at September. I haven't even been looking in August. I thought, oh, it's too late in the month.
Oh.
But then I started thinking, well, gosh, why can't I have a party before my launch? I mean, I technically could, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
So while we've been sitting here, I've actually reached out to 2 people, and someone actually is interested in actually potentially having an August party. So I thought, well, gosh, that's easy. I mean, I didn't even think about August because I was so focused on my launch date.
Sure.
So
Makes
that
sense.
was great. Thanks.
Marsha, do you mind sharing what you said to her?
Let's see. We've been having a conversation via text.
Right.
And I basically was very cutthroat about it. Just said, he's a friend of mine, so I've known him for a long time. I just said, look, I'd really love your support. I have to set up 4 parties in September to start my goal, or reach my goal
Right.
of earning a swan necklace. I said, any evenings you may be interested in hosting, 2 hours only. Just let me know.
Oh.
And she said, let me check. That was yesterday. And I just said, thanks so much. The hostess rewards are really generous. But then I thought, well, gosh, I said, wait, I forgot to tell you, August is double hostess points. So I could do Friday, August 30th, or I could do the week before. And she said, okay, let's go for the week before. So I thought, okay, that was very fortunate.
That is great.
And some people just like last minute, I guess. I just wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes, and that I love the way you just said that. That is so smart. Some people love last minute.
Mm-hmm.
But we get tied up in our brains like, oh wait, they need a whole lot more time than that. And in fact, a lot of people don't want more time. It's just easier to be spontaneous.
Right.
So it's those spontaneous friends first. And that's who you're going to want to reach out to. But Marsha, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, well, thanks for the tip, because honestly, I was not thinking of last minute at all. So
Sure.
thank you for that. And hopefully we'll have a great party.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, thank
Who
you.
else? Anybody else? One more? Anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. For those of you who want to stay on, I'm going to stop recording.